Have you ever had that specific nagging feeling where you just know something has shifted? It's hard to describe. You start seeing coincidences, synchronicities everywhere.
Right.
Maybe you're having these vivid, strange dreams that feel more real than your waking life, or you just have this gut feeling that whispers, I am meant for more than this.
It feels like a radio signal trying to break through the static.
Exactly, a signal. It's like an awakening, a shifting of gears. It feels like the light suddenly turned on.
They did.
But here's the kicker, and this is where I think so many of us, myself included, get completely stuck.
Okay.
You feel the signal, you feel like you're waking up, but your actual day-to-day life is stuck in the exact same loop.
The software doesn't update.
No. And instead of feeling enlightened or, peaceful, you just feel lost. You feel dramatic, or frankly, you're just in a lot of pain.
That is the classic trap. And honestly, it's usually because we've completely misunderstood what those signals are for.
Oh.
Well, the core problem isn't that the signals are fake. It's that we lack the proper tools to read them.
Okay.
We tend to assume that just because a feeling is intense, loud, screaming, emotional, it must be the truth.
Right. If it's loud, it must be important.
But intensity does not equal truth. And that feeling of truth doesn't necessarily mean you need to, burn your life down and move to Bali today.
Which is good news for my mortgage. So if we aren't supposed to just blindly follow the intensity, what do we do?
Well, the sources we're looking at today suggest the answer isn't about meditating on a mountaintop. It's actually about going back to ancient Greece.
To the art of knowing thyself.
That's right. But not in a vague, philosophical, stare at your navel kind of way. We're talking about a very practical, structural map of the human self.
A map.
The Greeks believed that to navigate life without being tricked by your own ego, you need to align 3 specific parts of yourself.
The psyche, the logos, and the daemon.
The triad, exactly. If we can get these 3 working together, we stop the loop and actually start moving forward.
Okay, let's unpack this. Let's start with the first one, the one we think we know, psyche. Obviously, this connects to our modern word psychology.
It does. In ancient Greek, psyche means breath, life, or soul. But for our deep dive today, I want you to think of it differently.
Okay.
Based on the work of depth psychologists like James Hillman, don't think of the psyche as a brain to be analyzed. Think of the psyche as the container of your inner life.
A container, okay. Because I think modern self-help usually treats the mind like a broken machine we need to fix.
Or a bad neighborhood we need to gentrify, right?
Yeah. We're always trying to hack our feelings or think positive to get rid of the bad stuff.
Exactly, and that is the modern misunderstanding. We view the inner world as a battlefield where we have to defeat fear, defeat sadness, and conquer our anxiety to win happiness.
But that's not the Greek view.
Not at all. The Greek view is that the psyche is not a battlefield to be won. It is a container to be filled, and it holds everything.
Everything.
Everything. Love, hate, fear, strange sexual desires, hope, petty jealousies, and all those messy childhood wounds. The psyche's job is to hold the fullness of the human experience.
So if you try to just think positive and ignore the dark stuff because it's uncomfortable.
That is what we call spiritual bypassing. If you suppress the shadow side because you want to feel spiritual or high vibe, the psyche will rebel.
That doesn't go away.
It won't go away. It will just go underground. It'll start driving you unconsciously. You might think I have this noble mission to save the world.
You're right.
But really, if you haven't looked in the container, it might just be a wounded inner child screaming for attention, wearing a superhero costume.
Wow. That's a heavy realization. It's like you think you're being noble, but you're actually just acting out a trauma response.
Precisely. Hillman talks about this concept of growing down.
Growing down.
Yeah, we're obsessed with growing up toward the light, the spirit, the perfection. But the soul wants to grow down. It wants to root itself in the messy, imperfect soil of actual human experience.
So the first rule is, don't rush to fix a feeling. Let the psyche tell its story first.
Be a container, not a fix-it shop.
Okay, grow down. I like that. It feels grounded, but here's the problem. If I just sit there and let my psyche tell me every story about my fear and my trauma, I'm going to drown in drama.
You'll be a puddle of feelings.
I'll never get out of bed.
And that is exactly why you cannot have psyche alone. If you only have psyche, you are swamped. You have no direction.
So you need the second tool.
You need the second tool of the triad, logos.
Logos. Now, this usually translates to logic, right? I'm guessing we're not talking about, like, Spank from Star Trek.
No, not robotic. computational logic. Think of logos as the light of discrimination.
The light of discrimination.
Yeah. If the psyche is a dark, dense forest full of strange noises and rustling leaves, logos is the person in the middle of it holding a torch and a map.
So it's the thing that helps you see what's actually there versus what you imagine is there.
Right. It distinguishes a shadow from a monster. Without logos, every rustle in the bushes feels like a tiger about to eat you. With logos, you can shine the light and see, oh, that's just a branch in the wind.
It cuts through the fog. The sources give a really specific tool for this, which I found super helpful. It's called the 3 questions.
Yes, for when you're spiraling.
Exactly. Okay, so let's use a real-world example. I text someone important a date, a boss, and they haven't replied in 4 hours. My psyche is going nuts.
Perfect example. Your psyche is flooding you. The container is overflowing. So you bring in logos with the 3 questions. Question 1 is the fact.
The fact.
What actually happened?
Well, the fact is they haven't replied yet.
Exactly. That is the only fact. Message sent at 2 p.m., no response by 6 p.m. It's boring. It's neutral.
Okay.
But then comes question 2. The story.
Yeah.
What did I invent?
Oh, the story is rich. The story's a bestseller. It's, they hate me. I was too needy. They're talking to someone else. I'm going to get fired. I'm going to die alone.
Right. That is the psyche spinning out. That is where all the suffering comes from. Not the fact, but the story you wrapped around it.
Okay, so true.
So then, Logos asks question 3. The choice. Given the fact, not the story, what is the most useful thing to do right now?
If I strip away the story, the most useful thing is probably put my phone down, go make dinner, or do 20 minutes of actual work.
And just like that, you stop the energy leakage. Logos cuts the drama cord. It validates the fact, identifies the fiction, and then chooses an action.
So simple, but so hard to do in the moment. It's really about discriminating between what's real and what's just noise.
It is surgery for the mind. And once you clear that noise, once you have the container of psyche to feel and the light of logos to see, you are finally ready to ask the big question.
Where is the ship actually going?
Exactly.
Which brings us to the 3rd part of the triad, and honestly the coolest sounding one. The Daimon. Now, we have to clear this up immediately. We are not talking about a demon like in a horror movie.
No exorcisms needed today. It's spelled D-A-I-M-O-N. In ancient Greek, it means the divider of fake.
Your destiny. Your calling.
Your guiding spirit, yeah. The source material brought up James Hillman again here with something called the acorn theory. Can you explain that?
Oh, I love this image. It's a beautiful concept. Modern society tells us we are born as blank slates, you know?
Right, and our parents and society write on us.
Exactly. Hillman says that's wrong. He says we are like an acorn.
Okay.
Just as an acorn holds the entire blueprint of the oak tree inside it, we are born with a code, an image of who you're meant to be.
So we arrive with a character already intact.
We do. Ask any parent with more than one child. They come out different. They have a flavor from day one. The daemon is the keeper of that code.
So the daemon isn't something you find out there. It's something you remember in here.
Exactly. And Socrates, the philosopher, he spoke often about his daemon. But here is the nuance that people miss.
Okay.
The daemon isn't a cheerleader. It's not a modern life coach saying, go get rich, you can do anything.
All right, it's not looking at your Instagram likes.
Not at all. It's a protector of your authenticity. Socrates said his daemon often acted as a veto.
The veto?
It would stop him. It was a voice that said, don't go that way, or don't say that. It steps in when you're about to betray your true self.
That's fascinating. So it's not telling you what to do next. It's blocking the exits that lead away from who you really are.
Exactly. And this is the crucial distinction between the ego and the daemon. The ego wants success, safety, and winning. The daemon wants authenticity and reality, even if that means hard work or struggle.
It connects to your deep aptitude, the thing you can't help but do.
Okay, so this brings us to the million-dollar question, and I think this is what everyone struggles with.
How do you know which voice is talking?
Yes, you're at a crossroads. You're thinking about quitting a job, ending a relationship, and you hear a voice. Is it the daemon calling you to destiny? Or is it just your ego wanting attention? Or your wound wanting to run away?
This is the ultimate practical challenge, distinguishing the voices. The sources break this down really well into 3 distinct characters, each with their own voice print.
Okay, let's run through them. Voice number 1, the ego.
The ego is loud, it is rushed, and it loves comparison.
Rushed, that's a key word.
If the voice in your head is saying, hurry up, or you'll miss out, or I need to prove I'm special, that is the ego. Its goal is validation and safety. And physically, it feels like tension.
Yeah.
Buzzing in the head, tightness in the jaw.
Hurry up or you'll miss out. Yeah, I know that guy. Okay, voice number 2, the wound.
The wound voice sounds scared. It feels small and helpless. Its script is usually, I can't do this, don't leave me, or the world is dangerous.
It's the victim voice.
It is. And physically, it feels like flooding. A hollow pit in your stomach or a crushing weight on your chest. It's a survival mechanism. It wants to hide.
Okay, so if it's rushing me, it's ego.
Yeah.
If it's panicking and wants to hide, it's the wound. So what does the daemon sound like?
The true voice, the daemon, it's surprisingly quiet. It's calm, steady, and stubborn, like a persistent drumbeat. It doesn't give big speeches. It just invites you to a challenge or vetoes a wrong action.
And the physical sensation.
Shackles off.
Ugh.
Sense of expansion. And here's the key. The daemon can ask you to do something incredibly difficult.
Right.
But the feeling underneath the fear is peace. It feels correct.
That's the key right there. The ego feels like tension. The wound feels like panic. But the daemon feels like peace, even if it's a scary peace.
Correct. The rule of thumb is, if it's rushed or scared, it's ego or wound. If it's calm, clear, and persistent, it's likely the daemon.
I love that. If it's rushed, it's wrong. Now, the Greeks use mythology as a sort of mirror for this struggle, right?
Yes, myths are incredibly useful because they depersonalize our struggles.
Yeah.
You tend to think, what is wrong with me? Myth says, nothing is wrong with you. You're just in a specific chapter of the human story.
We looked at 2 myths in the notes that act as mirrors here, the labyrinth and the sirens.
Right. Let's look at the labyrinth. We often use that word to mean a maze where you get lost. But in ancient design, a labyrinth is unicursal.
Unicursal.
It means there is only one path. There are no dead ends.
Wait, really? So you can't get lost in a true labyrinth?
You can't get lost, but you will get disoriented. The path winds back and forth. You have to walk away from the center to eventually turn back toward it.
So the lesson is?
The lesson is, life feels like a maze, but it's actually a spiral. Getting lost or feeling like you're moving backwards isn't a mistake. It's the geometry of the path to your core self.
That is so comforting. And what about the sirens?
The sirens represent distractions and addictions, the beautiful voices that lure your ship onto the rocks.
Okay.
Odysseus knew he couldn't resist them by willpower alone, so he used logos. He bound himself to the mast. He created a constraint.
He didn't trust his future self in the heat of the moment.
Exactly. He created a structured discipline to keep him on course. Sometimes, to honor your daemon, you have to bind yourself to the mast, delete the app, block the number, go cold turkey.
Okay, we've got the theory, the torch, the code, we've got the myths. But we promise something people can actually do. The sources outline a 7-day protocol.
Yes, and it only takes 10 minutes a day. It's a fantastic way to align the triad.
Okay, let's break it down. Step 1, grounding.
For 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Just breathe. 4 counts in, 6 counts out. You have to bring the mind back into the body.
Step 2, psyche.
For 3 minutes. This is raw writing, a psyche dump. No censoring, no grammar checks. Let the mess out on paper, whatever you're feeling, dump it into the container.
Don't fix it, just express it.
Exactly. Then step 3, logos.
Okay.
For 3 minutes, make a simple table on the page, left side, facts. Right side, the story I made up. Separate the event from the emotion. Be the scientist of your own drama.
And finally, step 4, daemon.
For 2 minutes, ask yourself one question. What is the smallest thing I can do today to honor my truth?
The smallest thing, not move to Paris.
The smallest. It might be eat a healthy meal. It might be finish that email. It might be say no to that party I don't want to go to, write it down. And then, and this is the hard part, go do it.
Ground, dump, sort, act.
That's it. If you do that for 7 days, you start to quiet the noise. You create space to actually hear the daemon.
It seems like the goal here isn't to become some perfect, enlightened being who floats above the ground.
No. The Greek version of awakening isn't floating away. It's becoming fully human. Training the psyche to feel, the logos to see clearly, and the daemon to guide the way.
And the reward isn't excitement, it's eudaimonia.
Eudaimonia. It literally means good spirit or flourishing. It's not a temporary mood like joy. It's a deep sense of peace, a feeling that your life is locked in.
Correct.
Even if it's hard.
I think we all want a piece of that. So try the protocol, see if you can hear that stubborn, quiet voice a little clearer.
It's worth the effort.
Now, speaking of fate, for our next deep dive, we are leaving the sunny Mediterranean and heading north. Far north.
That's right. We're trading togas for furs and going to explore Norse mythology.
We'll be looking at the concept of Wid, the web of fate, and the ancient secrets of the runes.
It's going to be a wild ride.
You won't want to miss it. Thanks for diving deep with us today.
Take care.